Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. It's Justin again with Grooming. Today I'm going to show you guys a skin fade with a long styled textured top. As we get started with this classic everyday men's haircut, I like to take a 2-guard, remove most of the bulk, and create my weight line. By doing this, it'll establish where the bulk and the weight of the fade will begin and end. From there, I'll remove my 2-guard, have no guard on there, and create a skin line just below the occipital bone all the way around the head and create the skin line of the fade. Once we've created the skin line, I like to open my clipper all the way up with no guard on it and then create the next line following around the head. Using the lever, opening and closing the clipper as I go to fade that line that I just created out. Once the skin line's faded out, I like to take my 1-guard, using the lever, opening the clipper all the way up, starting where the bulk is, gradually closing the clipper and fading that line out. As you can see as we go, the line gradually will blend out. You might have to turn your clipper a little bit. Some people's hair texture grows in a little bit differently, but for the most part, you just gotta gradually open and close that lever. That lever is your biggest tool. If we feel like the 1-guard hasn't completely blended that line out, I like to take the 1/16. I like to call that my secret weapon. I take that and I use the corners, the lever, and I just kind of twist and turn until we blend that bulk out. Once we feel that that side is complete, then I'll take it on to the next side and just completely match it. Once we've completed both sides of the fade, I like to then spray the shape up lines with hairspray just to keep the lines in place. As you'll see as we move forward, the lines will be very crispy and sharp, completely natural. Then we let the hairspray dry and we wet the top down, create our guideline, and follow that around the head with a light trim, keeping a lot of weight and bulk up top to be able to slick his hair back completely. And as you can see, we just continue to follow the guide around the head. But again, we like to keep a lot of length up there. We're just doing a light trim today because Max wanted to slick it back. And in order to slick it back and not look like Sonic the Hedgehog, we have to keep a lot of the bulk and the weight up there, or else it starts to get spiky. Once we're finished with the shears up top, then we switch to the blow dryer. Start with the blow dryer on your medium heat setting to dry the hair. You don't want to use it too hot because then it'll tend to make the hair a little bit frizzy. And then once the hair is blow dried and dried to where you like it, use the cool shot on the blow dryer to lock that style into place before applying the product. When using the blow dryer, I always found it best to work from back to front instead of front to back, because if you're working front to back, you're going over, which we've already started. After the blow dry, it's then time to do the shape up portion of the haircut. I like to start at the top of the head, work my way down, just following the natural lines around his hair. By using the hairspray that I used earlier, this now allows you to keep a crispy, clean line by holding that hair in place and no little hairs bouncing around, missing hairs or anything like that. And it gives it a very sharp, clean finish around the edges. Keeping the edges as natural as possible, but with the sharpest possible outcome as well. As we move into the neck area of the beard, depending upon the length of the beard is how I establish where I put their line underneath their neck. Now with Max, his beard is a bit shorter, so I will go a little bit above the Adam's apple, following the natural shape of his jaw and his face shape around his whole face. From the trimmer, I then switch to my straight razor to give it the absolute cleanest, sharpest finish that you could possibly give. Following their natural hairline, using the hairspray that I used earlier as somewhat of a skin protectant, similar to a shaving cream or anything like that, but you're still able to see your lines as you're using the razor on their face. And then we like to finish up with Volt Sea Salt Spray to give it a nice clean, textured, dry finish, but still able to slick it back and have a little bit of a flow. And that's our cut for today, a classic clean gentleman's cut. Any questions, drop them in the comments or feel free to hit me on the gram. Thanks.